educational landscape has recently seen an increased awareness of the importance of developing research-rich environments. The Department for Education, Ofsted, and the Education Endowment Foundation highlight the use of research to ensure that settings support children's outcomes effectively. Research like the Best Start in Life guidance is used to encourage workers in the sector to raise the quality of early years education. It can often seem that research is conducted on us and done to us, but isn't often led by us. Many people see research as something that is distant from our practice, conducted by academics or scientists in laboratories or offices, and not in our learning environments. This can cause some practitioners to wonder how the research itself is a true reflection of our sector and whether it is meaningful in practice. In the latest research about what works in early years, we can wonder, what about us? Where are the voices of our children, our unique settings, our team? How can we apply these concepts and ideas in ways that work for us? It's also frustrating when the evidence for research-led changes to guidance and regulation do not address the issues and challenges that are at the forefront of our practice. To remember is that early years educators are experts in their own right. Often practitioners are deeply knowledgeable about child development, about different pedagogical approaches, and various different interventions and the impacts that they have on the children in their care. It fits that these experts would be able to lead research that is meaningful and purposeful for the sector. Doing research for practitioners is not straightforward, however. Often practitioners face significant barriers to conducting their own research. They might feel that they are not qualified to undertake their own research projects. They might struggle to find the time to conduct their own studies, or might be unsure of what approaches might help them to explore their research questions. The aim of the Researchful Practice Toolkit is to address some of these barriers. Reducing or helping practitioners to overcome the barriers to research, the Researchful Practice approach seeks to give early years educators the opportunity to tell their own stories, for them to look at what interests them, to explore the challenges that impact them and the children in their care, and to find the solutions, approaches, and changes that are meaningful to them. The Researchful Practice project is an online self-study toolkit alongside workshops and mentor visits, which aims to support practitioners to conduct their own research projects and to embed research within their everyday practice. Evidence suggests that practitioner inquiry energizes teachers, building confidence and allowing them to gain insight into matters of importance to them to ensure the best possible outcomes for their learners. The benefits of the Researchful Practice Toolkit project is the insight that practitioners gain through small-scale research projects in their own settings, whether investigating how children use their outdoor area or how songs help children to understand difficult concepts. Small-scale inquiries can provide a rich understanding of things that matter most to practitioners and to the children in their care. The Practice Toolkit encourages practitioners to ask meaningful questions of themselves and their professional practice. These should be questions directly relating to the things that matter to the setting and to the children in their care, things that they find interesting or challenging and which can help them to find new answers that impact their practice. By asking these questions and by investigating them, the hope is that practitioners will start to see things differently, from a new perspective. In the project so far, practitioners have described increased confidence to step back and critically reflect upon their practice before implementing new initiatives. In this way, early years professionals are able to make decisions based around their own knowledge about what's best for the children in their settings. Practitioners see data as a tool beyond their control, used mainly to evaluate their performance. Through the Researchful Practice Toolkit project, we can begin to see data as a valuable resource, generated in simple, interesting and varied ways, allowing us to address our own questions. Data transforms from being a trigger of anxiety to a source of insight. The toolkit is also designed to give practitioners the confidence and knowledge to explore the literature which will support their research. Often, academic literature can be difficult to find and almost impossible to understand. The toolkit gives participants the resources to find free literature and the skills to read it effectively so that they can enhance their subject knowledge and support their research. A lot of research emerging from the educational field is based on large-scale statistical quantitative studies. Small-scale inquiries are typically more powerful if they are quantitative, i.e. when they dig deep to analyse a handful of experiences. The toolkit gives practitioners the opportunity to explore a variety of data collection and analysis tools, so they feel prepared to choose the methods that best help them to answer their research questions. The purpose of Researchful Practice is always to find out what works for us and for our children. Researchful practice allows practitioners to become more skilled at this by allowing them to become confident at gently but continuously questioning themselves and exploring their environments, resources, and practices which meet the hearts, minds, and needs of every child in the current moment. It's hoped that the ability to use our own robust evidence to inform judgment and to speak from a position of evidence-informed authority can provide our practitioners with a renewed confidence and sense of professionalism, which enables them to feel equipped to be reflective in their practice and to continue to develop the understanding of the children in their care and their outcomes. I hope, as always, that this confidence will change the way that practitioners see themselves, that they will start to see themselves as researchers and will use that to support their practice. If practitioners recognize themselves as researchers, as experts in their field, they will feel better equipped to address the challenges that they face in their settings in ways that allow them to find the best possible outcomes for children. The practice approach allows us the opportunity to produce research that is unique to us, that emphasizes the voices of the practitioner team and the voices of our unique children. This ensures that practice in researchful settings celebrates and explores the individuality of children and communities in order to ensure that practice is personalized and meets the needs of every child. Another benefit of researchful practice is the ability to produce researchful rebels. If practitioners are emboldened to research their own practice, they'll also be more confident to question and critically reflect upon things which don't reflect the complexities or realities of their settings, drive their own pedagogies around their research, which can impact the practice of the wider sector. Practice enables practitioners to drive positive change through accessing and evaluating research, developing and conducting their own projects, and embedding research into their everyday practice. When settings become confident in their researchful practice, they can share their new knowledge and insights with those around them and the sector as a whole. Small-scale research projects have the power to influence significant changes. Finally, we recognise that research is a cycle whereby practitioners identify something to explore, conduct the research, evaluate the results, and identify elements inviting more exploration as the cycle starts again. Ultimately, a researchful practice approach allows practitioners to engage in the research cycle, giving them greater knowledge and understanding and confidence to make constructive changes for the better.